Parodies Podcast, WATP.
And welcome back to another episode of the Huge Boob Corner, a show that is a breath of fresh air. And today my guest is such a beautiful woman, and I'm very, very excited that she's here.
So, first off, I just have to say, if you're going to do the pun thing, you got to go two. You got to go two or more. You can't just do a one-off pun.
Agreed.
Right? A breath of fresh air, you can't go with anything else after that. So, let me just play the intro to the guest that was on this show. And then I'll let you take it away, Vinny, because you have an interesting guest that you're going to introduce us to.
I will have to take you down a very long roller coaster.
Okay.
You're good with it.
I'm good with this. So,
all right.
Marilyn Mason is the guest on the episode that I watched.
It was good. Have you had other people ask you to do their shows?
Yes.
Okay, and you just...
And I'm also nervous.
Really?
Like, a little bit. So I was like,
You know you have a good guest when he goes, anyone ever asked you to be on a podcast before? Yeah. That's how you know your booker is really killing it for you.
I was a little nervous. I wasn't sure I was going to fit in an Uber.
Holy shit. This woman is... So I did a little bit of research today, and normally I don't mind it. Today was rough because this woman does full-on fat chick porn. And she does it with other fat chicks, and there's guys sometimes. I don't know how they're getting it up, but it's nuts.
They're hard to find sometimes.
Dude, it is fucking crazy what's going on with this woman. So I get the big boobs part, but when it comes on a giant body, I don't get the big boobs part anymore.
Yeah, because now they're not really big boobs.
Yeah, they're just fat.
They match.
Right, yes. It shouldn't match.
You know, I'm not going to shame these women, and here's why.
All right, Vinny.
Number one, the greatest time I ever had in a strip club, there was a woman who looked very similar to that, like this.
Oh, yeah?
And what she did was she would walk up to you and you'd put money in your mouth, and she would take both of them and collapse them over your head and then just pull your head through like a boob car wash. And the next thing you know, the dollars disappear.
That's how you ended up with a moon head.
And I'm smiling. That's what happened. It used to be rounder. It got smushed.
Are you ready to meet Africa Sex?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well,
she's
let me ask
great.
you a question. Hypothetical.
Sure.
When you hear the name Africa Sex, what do you picture in your mind?
Black porn star.
Okay. Well,
Am I close?
well, I feel like we might have a bait and switch. I don't know what this person is.
Oh.
Give it a look.
All right.
She's extraordinarily beautiful and extremely busty. I'd love to welcome to the show Africa Sex.
Boom!
Yay!
That's the worst AI filter I've ever seen. Look at that fucking face. Is that Kyle Dunnigan doing a new character?
Carl,
What the fuck is going on?
if it wasn't already, people coming on her face, they'd be shooting water in her mouth for a prize. This broad looks like the circus side.
Yes, she does.
Well, she is kind of a freak.
Yeah. And
So wait, she does porn and children's birthday parties? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
That's
certainly
weird.
does. You'll find out later she's a mother and she's very proud of it.
Okay.
Like number two, this is great. I want to kind of highlight the dynamic between his guests. This guy is a boob hound.
Yes, he calls
loves
himself the Big Boob Hound.
the big boob hound. And
Huge Boob Hound, I should say.
along the lines of when he introduced your guest, it's the only reason you're here is for the tits.
Right.
Now, watch him introduce this woman and thank her for being there.
Glad you could make it on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you're welcome. You definitely qualify. So,
Yay!
You're here for your tits.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm glad you played that clip because this guy, Peter, and every time we do one of these shows where it's like they're interviewing porn stars, unless it's Adam 22, that guy actually has confidence and knows how to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
The rest of them are like a bunch of MGA type guys who are dorks who are really into porn. They're like, I want to talk to porn stars. I'll start a show and then I can talk to porn stars. This guy is so nervous.
yeah. So anyway, awesome. So you're actually you're new to Vegas still. Do you consider yourself pretty new? Yeah.
This is his first question. and he's stuttering and stammering. He has no idea. And just this real quick, and then we'll get back to Africa Sex. So if you weren't turned off by this woman, Marilyn Mason, yet, wait until you hear about this. This is why she likes Vegas.
I'll just be real with you. I think, and I'm diagnosing myself, I think I have hyperhidrosis. Like,
okay.
I am a sweater.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I told you I run hot.
Shocker. Yeah.
So, yeah, like the dry heat is excellent for that.
Or air conditioning. or the cooler, the walk-in cooler. Ugh.
She does look like she should be hanging on a hook.
Could you imagine if that thing's on top of you and it's sweating? Oh.
Don't open your mouth. So let me ask you a question. You saw Africa Sex. Do you think these people can be interesting?
No.
Like they're giant titted porn stars.
Right.
Is there anything interesting there, just at surface level?
I'd be shocked if there was.
Okay.
That's how this usually goes.
Yes.
The sexier the topic or whatever, the more boring it is. Yes, please continue.
Okay. Well, you're correct. Probably not. Here's my clip 3.
Anyway, so but yeah, so I just wanted to maybe start with how you got started in the adult industry, if you wanted to talk about that.
I started as an exotic dancer. Then I got pregnant, and then I didn't know what to do because you need more money to take care of another person. So, then I started doing this.
Okay.
I started doing videos.
Okay.
Videos. That's how long this woman has been around. And can I also throw there? Oh, look, a stripper who got pregnant. Let's put that one on the board, everybody.
Yeah, wow.
What a shocker. What a revelation.
So you didn't finish college? Jeez.
No. Yeah. Now, your dad. By who?
Yeah, right.
Shocking. So when are we getting to the boobs, Carl?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Yeah. No, wait. He'll ask another stupid question. Number 4.
So was your first adult? So the first thing. So did Score contact you initially to model for them?
I have no doubt. Like Santino Lee, I don't know if. No, I don't think he set that one up because I have no idea.
This is the episode I listened to, and a lot of the questions end with, I don't know.
Yeah, she's really dumb.
And for those of you just listening, her breasts, like at home, I have a body pillow. It's supposed to be good for your back.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at. These are not fun bags.
No, there's nothing fun about these bags at all.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking this in my mind, like, at what point do breasts go from, like, fucking A to fucking no?
Dude, if somebody told me to carry these, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, right. But, all right, so I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. You said that she's a single mom, right?
Yeah.
She's probably also a drug addict, and that's why she can't answer questions real well. I'm hoping she's very high.
Yeah, give her the benefit of the doubt.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
So, Carl, I was intrigued by part of this interview. My clip number 5,
Okay.
He asked her about her very first scene, and she says it was very memorable. Why do you ask? Well, let's find out.
Where was the camera crew? The next building over?
On the shuttle.
The person I was supposed to be working with got into an accident, so I had to tell him, I have a friend that just moved down here from LA, and we can use that guy. And then they were all excited about it until they found out he was, we would have been, both of us, Nubian, and they didn't want that. They wanted 2 separate. So there was meetings and meetings and meetings all day long trying to figure out what to do. So that was weird, waiting around like you're all made up, and then you're waiting around because they keep having back-to-back meetings after, like, what should we do? What should we do?
Is the guy okay? I mean, we're just going to glance past that? Yeah, the guy is supposed to do the scene with they died in a horrific wreck.
But then
my buddy calls me up.
Yeah, so then I brought in a black guy, and they had to have a million meetings about it.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Which is insanity. And by the way, honey, not a great way to impress the new bosses, just so you know.
That's a good point.
Not a great way. And no, it wasn't memorable because they asked her to do something she was uncomfortable with. No, it turns out it was just casual racism.
Oh, good.
What's going on.
Okay.
So that's cool. So they asked her, they said they went ahead and let EDR perform. They let him do his thing. And then he asked her...
is that our word for it now? Like, instead of Nogas or Newports or basketball players, ours is EDR?
Maybe.
All right, I like it.
So he asked us, like, so what was it like? What was your first scene like? And listen to this. Listen to her takeaways.
Okay.
Actually, shooting with them was great.
Okay.
And their studio, they had a studio then, so that was great too. They had a bidet. That was my first experience with a bidet.
Was that little surprising the first time you used that?
I did not know what that was.
Okay.
I fell in love with it.
It was great. They had a studio. There was some lights. There was a camera. And I was finally able to properly clean my asshole.
Yeah. I would think that the studio is for big women like this. By the way, they call themselves BBWs. I had to look this up. It's not a category that I'm perusing. Do you guys know?
Beached whales.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought. Yes. No, it's big, beautiful women.
Oh.
They have to put in the word beautiful,
All right, I was close.
which is just like, all right, just lie to us then. We'll fall for it. We're idiots. Us guys. We don't know any better.
And then there's BUWs. That's a whole other fucking category.
Someone wrote her a prescription for Lizzo.
Yes, right. Just embrace it. You're fine. All right. I got to go back to Marilyn Mason.
Can I just throw one thing on this real fast?
of
On the
course.
test? Number 7 is him tagging that. What a fucking dork.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
fell in
yeah.
love with it.
That's what I've heard. People say that the first time, once you go bidet, you can't stay away.
That's wow. I've never heard that.
No.
I like how she's impressed with
Never
it.
heard that
Did you see
before.
how proud of himself he was at the
Yeah.
end of that? He gave a smile like, Okay.
That was rough. Yeah, this guy's a dork.
He really is.
All right, so Marilyn Mason, you're probably thinking like, oh, it kind of sounds like Marilyn Manson, right? So he asked, like, wow, that's a pretty clever name you came up with. Well, it turns out she's full of clever names.
Even like today, like I'm always going to bring it back to the milk. My website's marilynmilkme.com.
Oh, nice.
Like,
All right,
I
all
love
right.
the milk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just looked up, different M names, and Mason just sounded right.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
thinks it's like a tribute to Marilyn Manson. I'm like, no, it's just like it works, because I am alternative and
Yeah.
whatever. I love all my Instagram handles and Twitter and everything are all like Titney Spears and like Dolly Porn Tits and like I'm trying to think. I have so many Conway Titty and Breast Midler and you know what I mean? I could just you love this, right? The
Yeah, yeah.
titty part.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
like,
so,
hold on,
yeah,
wait, I got more. What else do I have? Oh, right now I have Nips of an Angel.
There you go.
Love that one.
Nice.
Also Kill Them with Fineness. Like anyway, so yeah.
All right, somebody and I just looked at each other. Dolly Porn Tits is the dumbest name I've ever heard. And you should feel stupid for thinking that was good. Wow.
It was on my top 3 of the list you gave, to be honest with you.
So her name, Marilyn Mason,
Yes.
is not a pun.
Correct.
Okay. I was
She also goes by Titney Spears, Conway Titty,
which I like that one.
Breast Midler.
Conway Titty just seems like way too obvious of a choice.
Yeah.
It's pretty lame.
It's also a guy's name, isn't it?
Correct.
All right. So I heard in the clip that you played, they're talking about this publication called Score. And this is, I guess they're Vegas based. This guy's Vegas based. And so this woman also worked for Score. And they're wondering why it's not doing as well as it used to do.
Yeah, it's just weird that they've had to contract so much. I mean, I'm wondering because I know that, for instance, their print issues have gone down in the last few years. They used to do monthly, but now I think they just do quarterly. So for their main issue, Score, and then their other ones, Voluptuous and BBXL or XL Girls, stuff like that. Those were always kind of. So it sucks that they've had to scale back since then. I wonder why. I wonder if maybe that.
Well, I have some theories.
I had some theories too. You mentioned it's a print publication. Gee, I wonder why they're going out of business. They're not making as many anymore? What's going on?
Enter what?
Fuck do you think is happening? So let's hear what her theory is. She has a theory on why they've had to scale back.
So I was told back in the day that like the overall audience is requesting me quite often, and this is just word of mouth, but the owner of Score doesn't like tattoos. He likes, that's why they always like kind of vanilla me up. They they kind of, sometimes they go a little, their makeup artists can make girls look older and more humdrum. You know what I mean?
So they're doing everything they can to make this woman semi-attractive. I highly doubt the tattoos were the problem with this overweight whale.
I would agree.
That they have to deal with and bring in and do photo shoots of. And she says, yeah, the owner, he wants all the women to look old. Well, if that's true, then yes, they should go out of business.
Yes.
That's definitely not a great tactic. So then she explains there's a specific person that she worked with over at Score, and she is the problem. And Peter sucks.
Yeah.
She's the problem. If you want to ask why I think Score's going down, it's her. It's her.
There might, because I've had other guests talk about that, and they've brought up another person, a woman who works for their company who I don't I don't remember because they didn't name her either.
Yeah.
Because I just wonder
I'm
if
not
that's the
afraid of
same
her.
person. Well, no, I'm just saying it's just like it's just interesting because you'd think that that you wouldn't want to hurt your brand, and for some reason making certain decisions if that is the outcome. But then again, but the thing now though is with
Henry. You're a fucking mumbling, stuttering little fuck. You know that?
I was just looking on my board for that clip.
Yeah, what the fuck point was that guy trying to make right there? He had no idea.
It's like, can I just feel your boobs?
Yeah, I know. That might be it. He might be so mesmerized.
Oh, we're gonna get there.
Okay, let's get into it, Benny.
Okay,
Take
I don't
it
want to
over.
get. Do you want me to go to that? Well,
Please, take it over.
I'll tell you what. 53 minutes in of this fucking show, before he got to a boob question, Carl.
Jesus.
Okay, 53 minutes in, and it's a stupid one.
Oh, well, most boob questions are, I would imagine.
By number 12.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm curious. Were you like in say your group of friends and stuff like that? Did you always have like the biggest boobs of the group?
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yes.
Could you imagine if she was envious of another girl's boobs?
This guy's not great at asking questions, but what I think he's doing, Carl,
What?
is the same thing Stern used to do. He's trying to get these girls to trust him. He's trying to ask all these innocuous questions before things start going really downhill and he starts getting creepy. Keep with me here, okay?
Okay, you think it's a strategy. I disagree, but okay.
13.
All right.
Second question couldn't be worse than the first, right? Wrong. Hit it.
I mean, so I'm curious because with natural boobs, I know that there usually is it's not always I always love them. But how have you felt about having huge boobs throughout, I assume, most of your life?
I love it.
It's how she makes a living.
Yeah,
What's
she
she
loves
supposed to say?
Well, yeah, I know, right? I mean, they're a burden for sure. She could probably lose a lot of weight.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be very helpful for her.
Her back has to be fucked up.
Oh, well, notice how she's sitting right now. She's like, she can't even sit up without her arm behind her, keeping her up like a tripod.
Stay with me, right?
Yeah.
These questions are going to start getting a little creepier and a little creepier.
Okay.
Number 14. He asked actually the only good follow-up question I've heard him ask all this time.
All right.
So, I mean, would you say that do you have a favorite thing about having huge boobs?
Okay.
That they're soft, and sometimes, like, because I don't have a man or anything, so I don't have anyone to cuddle or anything. But sometimes when I need a little softness, I can just like lift them up and then just lift them up and then just like rest my face in them.
Yep. Yeah.
Just a little bit of gentleness for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Could you do that again?
Yes.
Yep.
So,
his pants are tiny
but-
so
They're
hard.
soft.
Yeah. No, well, that's the nice thing about natural boobs is how soft they can be.
They're a sloppy fucking mess, these boobs are. It's like I could carry a pillow with me and do the same thing that she just did.
The twinkle in his eyes when she stuck her face in it. Now, okay, what's the follow-up question to that? Number 15,
Can you
Carl.
suck your own titty?
No.
No? Okay.
Here we go, down the rabbit hole.
I'm curious. I feel like it would be difficult for, say, somebody to go out in public with you if you were like with each other and the guy was like a boob guy and he couldn't resist just. I mean, I don't know. Would that bother you if he did stuff in public, or it's like let's save that for home, or would that?
I'm sorry, I have to pause this.
Yeah.
So, in this question, he's inferring that she might have a boyfriend who isn't into boobs. Yeah. That would be weird, right? You're just like, I'm not really a tits guy. I just like your personality.
I like the brains. Yeah.
What the fuck? All right. But so he obviously can't control himself.
No.
Is what we're learning because he's going now. If you're with a guy, he's obviously going to like
He is
start
spurting
titty
out
fucking
over
you
this.
with the restaurant, right?
Save that for home, or would that be something that?
I've been in that situation, and yes, it will bother me.
Okay.
Because I'm also a mother, so
Yeah.
Mother.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking these little kids around.
What's your accent?
I can't figure it out.
What the fuck? I
It comes and goes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah,
not
you don't- yeah.
African.
Not Africa. Yeah, right.
Yeah. You don't want people to be inappropriate in
No.
in those settings.
No.
So, but like,
Oh boy.
it's
Sucks.
you know,
So hot in here? What's going on?
He's literally pulling his collar.
Guys, That's just the first clip, the tip of this breakdown. Clip 16. It keeps going. Guys.
Love it.
Yeah, being a boob guy though can be difficult because you have to hold those impulses at bay.
I have a feeling he doesn't. That would be my guess.
I think he just impulsed.
Yeah, right?
I think my clip number 17 starts putting into picture what his kink is.
Okay.
In public, I don't mind kissing and holding hands.
Okay. So a little bit of public affection's fine.
Okay. Public affection. He wants to know about public affection.
Right.
Okay.
Kissing and holding hands.
Clip number 18.
Holding hands? What are we talking
She's
about?
like, we kiss and hold hands.
Porn stars are talking about, I'll hold someone's hand in public.
I like how he goes right back
Okay, good.
to the public affection thing. He stayed right on that track. Here we go. My last
Okay,
clip.
just not a hand in your top or anything.
The straight out.
Dude.
Yeah, no.
Just helping to carry them around.
Yeah, that's
Not a motorboat at the mall.
I don't even know if that's a motorboat.
He's like, so we can hold hands. Are you sure I can't just put my hand in and grab it?
I think that's what he's asking.
Fucking groping giant-titted women in public, I think, is this guy's kink.
Well, I think he would do it also in private, too, if he could. I don't think he gets these girls in private all that often, probably is the issue there. Wow. So this guy started the show just so he could talk to girls with huge boobs. It's similar to that show, Drew Belcher, that guy that Christian Blatt brought to Vegas. Yeah. And he was doing the same thing, except for he had good taste in girls. He actually found attractive girls to talk to, but he also sounded like an idiot talking to them. And all these guys are really bad at interviewing these girls because this is their thing. And they think they have a shot. Like they're trying to impress them, right?
He spent, like I said, 53 minutes before things started. He started talking about boobs and eventually fixated on grabbing them in public. The most of this is the most innocuous, boring industry talk.
Right. Which is the worst thing. It's like you don't want to hear comics talk about comedy. You don't want to hear porn stars talk about porn. So here's a perfect example of that. Because when she got hired by this company to finally start doing porn, she explains what was great about it.
And they were great, and they were long, and they were fun, and they had awesome sets. That's one of the cool things about their studios. They had so many different sets, and they were all, I mean, whoever decorated for them was really good at their job.
Yeah.
You know?
I know I could probably speak for all of us because we're all guys here. That when I'm watching porn, I don't care how overweight the girl is or how hairy she is. I just want to see a nice set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like flowers add a nice touch.
Flowers add a nice touch, but I really want to believe that is your bedroom.
Yeah. You know how I know it? You know how I know that doesn't matter? Because there's no AVN for set director.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Could you imagine? And now nominated for a third AVN for set direction.
Yeah.
All right, so these BBW movies that she does are not the same as the mainstream, and she's bummed out about that.
No, I would really love to make actual movies because, unfortunately, BBWs are not being casted in some of the coolest roles. You know, I go to AVN every year and I see these things that these other girls are in, and I'm like, I want to do that so bad. Like,
Yeah.
I love acting, so I'm like, okay, fine, listen, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Will we?
It's not acting.
It's not, but I love the fact that she's just like these big production pieces that people do in these big films. They just want like attractive girls in them. What the fuck's up with that? Why wouldn't they want a big fat, disgusting, sweating hippo
Yes, it's sweating.
to be in their big budget porn film? I don't quite understand it.
See, and here's the thing. It's not like the regular movies, because in the regular movies she would have a shot. The attractive like star always has kind of the frumpy, ugly best friend.
Melissa McCarthy already gets that role.
In porn, the best friend is always also just slightly less hot.
Correct. Yeah, that's
you
a
have
good point.
no prayer.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so what are her ideas though? If they're not making these movies that she wants to be in, maybe she has some great ideas for what she could do.
So I'm curious then, do you have any specific ideas that come to mind that you really want to do?
So many cosplays, so many parodies. I have a couple original characters too. I have my cousin Tundra, right? Mm-hmm. But she's my cousin. It's not me.
Okay.
Obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
I have my other cousin Watermelony, and these two are always fucking my boyfriends. It's treacherous. Like every time they house sit for me, it's just like it always happens.
Okay.
You know?
She's so creative. What an artist. She makes up original characters.
I want to do cosplay. It sounds like they're already cosplaying the Golden Girls at that set that you're on. They're already fucking dumping them all up to be older.
What does she want to dress up as?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Producer Chris, because she explains one of the costumes that her and her assistant are working on for this cosplay.
It takes two to put it together.
My assistant and me are literally making a schedule this week to be like, listen, we are gonna finish this Rockadoodle.
Yeah.
Fucking, do you remember Rockadoodle?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh my god.
What are you talking about? I guess she's to be the thing in the tree.
Giant owl in the tree.
They couldn't find her a fucking black blanket to throw over.
Did you guys know what Rockadoodle was? Because he didn't.
I remember it was a cartoon in like 91 or something.
Yes, it was a 1991 movie. I'd never heard of it in my life.
I don't know how I did that.
Wow. Oof. And she's just like, I got this awesome idea. I play these characters that look exactly like me and talk like me. Those are original characters. And then I also want to dress up as Rockadoodle.
Yeah. She'd have a better chance of starring in the porn remake of Jurassic Park.
Yes! Now that would make some sense. That's a funny parody.
The fucking Triceratops that that lady fists to get the stool sample, that'd be her.
I don't have the clip on here, but one of the parodies she wants to do is Edward Scissorhands. Oh. And he goes, "Oh, you played the Winona Ryder character, dude?" No. Obviously not.
I'm Vincent Price.
Yeah, she already plays Fatty Fork Fingers.
Fork Fingers. No, that's a funny idea.
And actually, Edward Penis Hands was made in the 80s. So
that's true. Yeah, that's already been done. So let's talk about other parodies, because Rockadoodle, I don't know if that's going to catch on. What else you got?
And so you've got Edward Scissorhands, or that character from Edward Scissorhands. And you talked about parodies. Like what kind of parody would you, besides like Rockadoodle and Edward Scissorhands?
So I had done a Rock of Love parody, Bret Michaels' dating show.
Yeah.
That we did one episode. Since then, my cousin Tundra tried out for season 4.
Okay.
There's no season 4.
Yeah,
but don't tell her that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to do more, because I just love that show so much that
that was a
I would
great
love
show.
to do more episodes of that show.
What the hell are you talking about?
Bret Michaels' reality show, Rock of Love? Is there other Rockadoodle and Bret Michaels' reality show?
Bret Michaels' Cock of Love.
Oh God, these are the worst. She just wants to fuck the guy from Poison. That's what this comes down to. These are not creative ideas.
Yeah, but they probably could get Bret Michaels for this in this way, right?
I would imagine. He's probably fucked some pigs in his day.
Every roast has its thorn, Carl.
He knows how to do it. All right, I think that's about enough of this for me. What else you got, Vinny?
Well, I got this one story that she told that really kind of fascinated me, because I think she's full of shit.
Okay.
And I want your opinion on this, because like he tries to do like these behind the scenes exposés on the porn industry, and Africa Sex is a stupid person, as we've discovered.
Obviously.
They asked her about her first scene. She tells a story about the bidet, da-da-da-da. So I would smash my head through the table if I was this guy, but he keeps it together so he could get to his perv part. My clip number 8.
Okay.
But so when you started with them, like, did you already know you were going to be doing like boy girl stuff, or was it like you started with solos and then they brought that up to do hardcore?
Well, I had already worked with some companies.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
maybe it was them. Yeah. Maybe it was them reaching out. I don't know.
Well, so who did you work with first then? So do you remember who the first company was that you worked with?
No.
Wait for it.
I would kill myself. I would smash my head through a fucking table. You just listen to her talk about a bidet, the cameras and the lights. What was your first scene? Like, it was like this. Well, I was already working for another company doing stuff. Okay.
And that's not the first scene. I'm asking about your first scene.
Okay. Clip number 9. What was your first scene? Take 2.
Okay.
Okay.
I just remember that there was a bunch of like, not a bunch. It was a bunch of like kind of racial stuff. Then now you don't really find it, but it was a bunch of racial stuff.
Okay.
Are you curious?
I'm a little curious now, yes.
I do declare Africa Sex. When you're done scrubbing them floors, bring them fine paws over here for a hand and a mint julep. Like, what the fuck is she talking about?
What is she talking about?
It turns out actual racism. Clip 10.
Oh, good.
Okay.
I just like, there was a girl that I was working with. I found out we were both doing the same scene, and she was getting paid a little more for it than I was. And I was like, we're doing the same exact thing. Our our rooms look exactly alike, except they were different colors. They fixed them up exactly alike. We're going to be right next door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why is she getting more money than I?
And you never got a straight answer about that? You just like
No, they told me.
Oh, okay.
They told me.
It's because you're fat and ugly
and stupid.
This is the thing. Women always think they're doing the same job, no matter what they're doing. Like WNBA stars are like, why am I not making $30 million a year? Because you can't dunk. That's why.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
you're 3 minutes off the bench, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that maybe the person was not brand new and it wasn't their very first scene? That the other person, maybe had a little seniority. Maybe she was gonna put a 2x4 in her pussy or something fucked
Maybe
up.
she just gets 80 times the viewership because she's actually attractive and not a clown show.
Yeah, and the only thing
These are a lot of maybes.
There's a couple possibilities here.
So Carl,
Yes.
now I'm sure you want to know what they told her.
Yes, what do they tell her?
And
She doesn't remember the first company she worked for, but she remembers what they told her.
Not
Okay,
only does she
good.
remember,
She doesn't know where she is right now.
No, she really wants to tell him. Watch how excited she gets to tell him about this.
Okay.
Do you want to know?
I mean, if you want to tell, you can. I'm not gonna. I don't. You don't have to say anything you don't want to talk about on here. So it's
I
up
tell
to you.
you.
Okay.
I tell you.
Okay.
Okay. They said Africa, there's like this much in the budget for Asian people and this much for Black people and this much for white people and this much for Black people and this
said Black
much
twice.
for, and then they just said, they said that Black is a dime a dozen.
Huh. Wow.
So
Okay, I just want to point this out. She is saying that the company said to her, "We're discriminating against you because of your race." Like, in what world can you say that out loud?
yeah, and what did they show her? A pie chart?
That's what I was picturing, yeah.
All right, here's white. All right, so that's 82%.
Okay.
And then Asian, that's another 12.
Yeah, and you know how much porn producers love opening up the books for people too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
She went to HR and
hold on here. We got $6K in rent, $3 in lube, $3K for white girls with daddy issues, and about $13.50 for big titted freaks and bones.
Well, it's funny because as she's going through there and saying, here's the budget for whites and Asians and blacks, you could have told me that she's Asian. And I would have
Right.
believed it.
I was
Just how her
thinking that
face
too.
looks.
Yeah.
But her name is Africa, so I assumed that would be weird.
I guess we have to believe her.
I guess we have to believe her.
This guy is a very weird cross.
Believe
at
all
times.
blimps.
He makes me feel like he's a cross kind of between Brian McBride and Chad Zumach.
Yeah.
like he's got both of their energies, and it makes for that.
Nervousness,
Yeah.
unsuredness. Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Is
and
that
then just a lower, just a level of horniness that's right under the surface that's present at all times.
Wow.
Who are these podcasts? WA